Listen, y'all, the Baltimore Ravens got that victory. Okay, we got to be feeling good. You got to be feeling good as the flock right now. You're sitting at 2-5, which doesn't feel too good. But either way, you got to be feeling good after a victory against the Chicago Bears, who just won 4 straight, and a Baltimore Ravens team who gets a chance to truly turn around in quick fashion, especially with a Thursday night football game coming up very, very soon in just a couple of days. But look, y'all, the Baltimore Ravens, they beat the Chicago Bears. We got to talk about it. We got to look into it. Look, get your popcorn, get your drink. Let's have a conversation about what these Baltimore Ravens did on Sunday against Chicago Bears. Let's do it. All right, y'all, what's going on, my good people? We back at it again to talk. It's another recap. We're going to extend it this time for the Baltimore Ravens versus the Chicago Bears. Look, the 30-16 victory that the Baltimore Ravens had against the Chicago Bears, huge. Absolutely huge, y'all. I said yesterday that I said, hey, just what the doctor ordered. Exactly how it needed to be. You talking about the defense playing bend but don't break football. You talking about the offense playing efficient, right? Managing the game, not turning the football over. There were some close ones, okay? There was some close ones. There was one in there where I'm like, Tyler Huntley, how in the world did you even keep this ball in your hands, my friend? But either way, and that was the fumble by Mark Andrews. But either way, this team played about as well as they could without their starting QB and a defense that we're still wondering about, to be honest with you. We're still wondering about them, but they played well. Let's look into the stats real quick and let's just get into it so we can see exactly what went down on Sunday. Of course, like I said, 30-16 victory for the Baltimore Ravens, only holding this Bears team, who I think they said had scored at least 28, I think I'm not mistaken, in those 4 wins that they just had. So it's not as if they weren't scoring points. They were definitely scoring points. Let's just look down here. So looking at the leaders, Caleb Williams for the Bears, of course, 25 for 38, 285, and 1 interception, which honestly, if you take away the interception, is not a horrible stat line. I mean, honestly, from the eye test, and sometimes we go through that, but from the eye test, I honestly felt like the Ravens played him better than the stats would indicate, right? I mean, he turned out to have a pretty decent game, but it felt like they really did a good job against him. They really pressured him. DeAndre Swift, 11 carries for 45 yards and a TD. He was kind of a non-factor. He got a couple things going in terms of cutbacks and when they really started to feed him a little bit more, but only 11 carries for him. That's probably good to look into. I'm gonna actually expand this a little bit too and look at all the stats. So 45 yards for DeAndre Swift in the rushing game, 24 yards for Caleb Williams, but I know he had that big one that ended up being a first down for them. Rome Odunze leading them 7 catches for 114, average of 16.3. DJ Moore with 4 and 73. I mean, I honestly, I think, and another good thing too is not having DeAndre Swift go off in terms of in the receiving game from the running back position. I think that was big. What I saw from this defense and what I saw this defense do was I really felt like, and shout out to Devin Duvernay, our guy, right? But what I saw from this defense, and I saw this defense do, is they were so disciplined, y'all. When you go back and watch the game, if you get a chance to watch the film, you get a chance to watch even the highlights, like go back and look and watch how disciplined this team was. And I loved what I saw. I got to give a shout out to Zach Orr. Honestly, got to give a shout out to Harbaugh too in this one, right? Like, I mean, this was an overall very well coached game. I know they got a young coaching staff over there with the Bears, but I mean, a lot of people like Ben Johnson and his staff. So, and obviously, they're still young, they're still learning, but to see the combination of coaching that happened in this game for the Baltimore Ravens, I think was awesome. Look, I think this is exactly what Zach Orr needs to do. I'm gonna be honest. If Zach Orr is here for the long haul, at least here for the rest of this season, we can't be playing hero ball on defense, right? And this goes to the players too. But in terms of Zach Orr coaching these guys up, we can't play hero ball. I don't think. I don't think this defense schematically is built to play hero ball. Right? This defense is not schematically built to do that. This defense is built to be disciplined, be in the right gap, be in the right places they need to be, and utilize a little bit of not necessarily misdirection, but be creative on defense to get pressure. That's how this defense is built to me. When I watch this team play, and you watch, I mean, kind of like we said, I'm gonna look into the defensive stats real quick for the Ravens because I kind of want to see in terms of pressures and stuff how guys were doing. I'm gonna bring it up so you guys can look at it with me as well. That's not the right one. There we go. Let's make it a little bigger so y'all can see what's going on. So, I mean, in terms of sacks, I think the only sack on the day was Mike Green. Yeah. So I mean, you end the day with one sack. Like, it's not like they're pressuring like crazy, right? Like, it's not like they're pressuring like crazy. Now, I think this team did a good job of doing what I like to call cleanup duty, right? This team did a really good job of cleaning up messes, right? If somebody gets an initial hit, a Travis Jones or somebody like that gets an initial hit, this team did a great job of cleaning up those tackles, right? Roquan Smith comes in and cleans up. If Nate Wiggins hits somebody, Roquan Smith comes and cleans it up. Teddy Buchanan, all these guys, like and that's what I was saying. They played like a well cohesive unit. And I think this might be one of the first times, maybe outside of possibly the Rams game. Honestly, I think I could go on that limb. This was one of the first times I felt like where this team really showed a cohesive, that they were a cohesive unit, because all throughout the season, especially when we talk about some of the 40 burgers that's been dropped on this team, all throughout this season, we have seen this team time and time again, miscommunication, not being in the right places, not having the right cues. All of these things have been issues over and over and over again for this defense. And in this game, where you held a team to 16 points, a team who has continuously scored the football time and time again, this team played really well. Now, like I said, am I still a little concerned about sack numbers? Yes, right? I'm still a little bit concerned. Let me see if I can figure out how many pressures they had. But I'm still a little bit concerned about sack numbers. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm still a little bit concerned about sack numbers because you want to get sacks. But I do think that the Ravens did the next best thing. We kind of talked about it when we was going into the Rams game. You know, throw your hands up, try to get knockdowns and stuff like that. But pressures, like when you watch the game, even though the sacks, the sack numbers aren't good, when you watch or a lead or anything like that, they ain't leading the league or nothing. But when you watch the game, you see pressure. Everybody's getting pressure. Travis Jones is getting pressure. They're seeing Roquan on the blitz, he's getting pressure. Teddy Buchanan, they're seeing him on the blitz, he's getting pressure, right? Marlowe's getting pressure. All of these guys are getting pressure, right? They're really making Caleb Williams uncomfortable. And there was times on third down, there was times on fourth down, there was times even on first and second down. Even when you think about it, this is a key play in the game. When Caleb Williams threw the ball away, it was intentional grounding. And when we saw it, like the pressure was right in his face, and he had to throw it away. And he just happened to throw it where nobody was. But that type of pressure makes errant mistakes for the offensive player, and I think it was excellent. I think maybe you couldn't get the blitzes out of it, but scheming up some pressure packages was still good, right? Pressure packages, and kind of like I said, you are playing into the strength of your defense. The strength of your defense is not pass rush. The strength of your defense, especially with injuries, is not necessarily the interior of this line either. The strength of your defense is the secondary right now, and how this secondary is playing and how sticky they are with these guys. So I think it's impressive to see how this defense has kind of turned around in the last two games. Can they keep it up? We'll see. We'll see on Thursday night, and we'll see what some of the matchups they got coming up, especially when you talk about the Bengals. You talk about the Bengals who are starting to find their offensive rhythm. That's another team we gonna have to. We gonna see. We gonna see, because that's a team that can give up 40, but they can score 40, right? So we gonna see. It could be a similar game to what we saw. What was it? Was it last year when they had it was like 40-39 or whatever it was? Where they just went back and forth and back and forth. We gonna see. Now to this offense. What I love seeing about this offense, and I hope that they take notes when Lamar Jackson is back in, because of course we know Lamar Jackson wants to make a play, and I don't blame him. Because Tyler Huntley today, 17 to 22, 186, a TD. Derrick Henry in the running game, averaging about 3.4 yards a carry, but still, like, when you think about that, That's going to set up what, third and 4 if you give it to him every time. And I feel like this offense continues to try to find what its identity is. I mean, my thing is, I don't care if he only has 71 yards. You gave it to him. You gave it to him. That's the most important thing. Volume for Derrick Henry. Eventually, he's going to break one off. Eventually, he's going to get a big gain or a big first down or some sort of big run. It's going to happen. I mean, that's how Derrick Henry is. So volume is the most important thing for Derrick Henry. You got to give him the football. And I think they did that. Let's look at the numbers real quick. So, and I mean, Tyler Huntley was a big part of the run game, so I'm going to include him here. But even still, you got 21 from Derrick Henry. Y'all know I love the number 30, but I've been saying 25 to 30 for the most part. But 21 from Derrick Henry, 4 carries for Keaton Mitchell, then you go 5. So that's just your running backs alone, right? So that's 26 from your running backs alone. And then you get 8 carries, 8 very efficient carries, 8 very decisive carries from Tyler Huntley. That's what I want to see from this offense. That's what I was saying before. That's what I want to see from this offense, decisiveness. Because I know Lamar Jackson wants to make a play, and I don't blame him, right? I don't blame him. But sometimes when it's there. And with this offensive line, the way they're playing, depending on what they're going to do, because I know I've heard the rumors about Emory Jones Jr. and the Twitter rumors, of course, the X rumors, of course, but I've heard the rumors about Emory Jones Jr. Maybe you're waiting for him so you can replace Voorhees with him. I don't know why you wouldn't replace Faalele with him. Let Voorhees get better, because Voorhees is going to get better once Faalele with the game. But anyway, y'all can say what y'all want. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Maybe I need to look into it a little bit more, but that is my opinion. But anywho, I don't see Voorhees falling around. Now, albeit Faalele, he was on his feet this time. Okay, he was on his feet this time. But to see, and let me bring this up so y'all can see it as well. But to see what this team has done, make a big screen, to see what this team has done, I think it's been huge. To see what this team has done, to see what this run game has done, that's the identity that you want. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to run the football. You want to get your 25 carries. This defense playing excellent in terms of getting pressure, getting turnovers, at least one, winning the turnover battle, winning the time possession battle. And then this offense playing very, very well. This offense playing efficient. This offense moving the ball, not turning the ball over. Those are the keys. That's going to be the key to success for the Baltimore Ravens. Let me know what y'all think below, y'all. Look, I honestly, I love the discipline from this defense, and I love what this offense. I love what this offense is doing, especially when they are efficient. You don't have to be Superman. I know you want to be, but you don't have to be. But look, y'all, I got to get up out of here. Definitely hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'll see you guys on the next episode of the Be More Show with another recap. But I think before that, we got to talk about this Dolphins game. Okay, y'all know we got to talk about this Dolphins game. So tomorrow I'll be back once again to preview the Ravens-Dolphins matchup on Thursday Night Football. Exciting. This week is going by quick. Y'all know how it is. Look, I'll see y'all in the next one. Until next time, my friends.